Hello, we are here to do a reading for the next 48 hours. Now, I thought we would do an energy update to see what's coming up. Well, let's hope this doesn't freeze because, funny enough, I have actually picked a ruin and it does link to Uranus retrograde and Taurus. Now, I did briefly check the astrology. And at the moment, it's trining the sun in Virgo. So it kind of makes sense. It's like, okay, now this ruin for the next 48 hours does directly link to changes coming without warning, which is probably why I'm doing the next 48-hour energy to prepare us for what's coming up. Hi, Dale. So with the ruin, it is in reverse. Now, divination energy with the ruins actually comes through. The way my guides are working at the moment, they're actually saying that depending on higher, lower frequency, because we all have the yin yang, we have the shadow energy. However that energy comes up is how we can directly, I'm good, Dale, how we directly can deal with the adversity and transformation and changes. Now, there does seem to be a bit of an energy shift, and it really does depend on where you are energetically. So if a lot of us at the moment, and I've been really talking about this for quite a while, especially with the clientele. Some of us, through our transformation process, if you're deeply spiritual, you'll come to realize the aspects of Abraham Hicks, manifestation, to the point it's almost like you are a mass manifester. So you have alchemized your magician energy, so you're in perfect alignment. And when I say perfect alignment, you'll know when you're out of alignment. When you're out of alignment, you are focusing on the energies of what is occurring around you that is directly out of your control. When you're moving back into alignment, you are shifting the frequency very much back into your core, and to the point where you are only focusing on you, what you can control, and what is in your hemisphere, what's in your auric circle, right? Nice to see you too. With these changes at a spiritual level, the things that are coming up at the moment, we do have that Virgo aspect, that's the sun, which sun is ego, but it's also devil in the detail, which True Heart and I were talking about this earlier. With the Virgo aspect, it's trining Uranus and Taurus retrograde. So these changes, they may have already occurred, which it went retrograde on the 15th, but it will be retrograde until the 1st of January. Now, as the months proceed, you're going to find energetically that it is going to become quite hectic. Now, if you are 3D sensing things you need to change, it's almost like sometimes we feel the vibration and we need to learn to trust that and directly go with it. Oh, thanks, Stel. When we go with it, we're in alignment because we're listening, we're acting, we're reacting. We're in alignment. It's with what is within our power, we directly move towards. When we're not, we're basing situations on fear-based frequency. We're trying to egoically process what the deal is to come to a comprehension of understanding. And sometimes there can be control-related dynamics linking in with it. When that does happen, you'll find there'll be stagnancy, and it does tend to cause a bit of a purge. There is a client talking. It's not a client, it's a friend, but no, it's bothersome at the moment. Let's see what's coming up anyhow. So with this, in the mundane, it's misfortune, damage, shock, sudden change, short-term distress, followed by long-term rewards, esoteric energy, powerful natural forces, evolution, regeneration, cosmic union. Okay, now in reverse, I'm going to read to you what it says. As well as warning of us potential crisis and catastrophe, may advise us to take care when crystallizing our ideas that we do not damage the very things that sustain us on the most fundamental level of being. Now, the funny thing is, Uranus retrograde in Taurus is in Taurus. Taurus is very financial, beauty. It's a Venus sign. So it's almost like, yes, with the sun, our perspective and trying to understand what is going on. Sometimes from a very humanistic experience, we can feel we know better than Mother Nature. You've got to go with the flow with the energy at the moment, but also know what is in your highest best interest. Not kind of blocking yourself or being attached. I'm hearing attachment energy. Let's see the crystal that we are needing for the next 48 hours, please. Tiger Iron. I am grateful for other people's good fortune. It brings me joy to see others experience happiness. Feeling safe and protected improves self-esteem and confidence, dissipates jealousy, because at the moment there is evil eye energy. You do tend to find with Neptune retrograde, we do have 4D energy. So what tends to happen is, yes, you can get that shadow frequency coming through and the evil eye, as we deem it, so to speak. So if you're feeling that energy on you, you can actually hand that frequency back. You can actually ask your guides to directly protect you. And you can use tourmaline and things to that degree to protect you against darker energies. You'll always know when it comes through because your demeanor will take on their energy, similar to a spiritual walk-in. So what happens is we all have the third eye at the moment that is psychic. We are developing a way of understanding how it works. So if you have been embodying a vibration and you've been really chillaxed and really fine, and suddenly you take on another demeanor, a way you can actually look at it is, who was I thinking about previously? Was I tuning into somebody? Was I thinking or talking about somebody? And usually you can direct the hand in the correct direction as to where that energy is coming from. So it might have been mother, father, sister, brother, whoever you were tuning into. And if you weren't, if you know someone who is very fixated on you, you can ask your third eye, you can ask your head the question. And if you feel that energy, it's giving you confirmation. So then you can breathe the energy in, and then you breathe it out, and it's like you're blowing the energy of that connection out. And then you can use a smudge stick and clear your crown. So handing it back, sending love and light, bless it forward, and have that psychic protection connected to you. I do feel there has been a little bit of adversity, and the adversity has been, in what direction are we going? How are we traveling? How are we getting there? Are we out of that tunnel effect? You're going to find with the Mars energy moving forward, many masculine energies, and this is energy read for 48 hours, male energies, and within our hunter-gatherer mode, you will find that there is more agitation, more fatigue, distortion in a sense. It's funny because I just saw Jet. I am always divinely protected, and I know I am safe. So I did say Tourmaline. Jet will do the same energy, guys. So with this, what you've got to get is male energies at the moment are going through an aspect of their the Phoenix rising. So inside yourselves, if you're a feminine, because this is collective energy, you may be battling and trying to create that that foundation, that safety. Abandonment energy can come up as well. But there is a lot of shadow energy work being done because we have Neptune and Pisces, and we also, which is crown chakra, and we have Aries and Chiron, which is our shadow work and our wounds. Ooh, and I just got goosebumps then. So when you get that, if you do watch the news and you're seeing things at a very slight level, because I tend to not watch it unless necessary. My guides tend to send me messages in different ways, as well as certain people tell me certain things that's going on. And slightly, I will look at it more from being aware over bombarded by it. When you do look at it, you will notice a spike in energy connected to aggression. That can be due to the placement of Mars, and on the 9th of September, it is going retrograde. So we're already embodying a little bit of that energy. So if you find people are acting in a lower frequency and you're trying to remain very neutral and grounded, yes, it can come towards you in a sense of a spiritual test. What you can do is almost look at yourself as a physical energy. So the white lighting, to a degree, is not acknowledging it to be there. And it is really like a channel. We are directly changing the channel and not ushering that energy in. So the laws of attraction are really high at the moment. If you are tuning into a certain way of being, what you can do is accidentally usher it in. So if you do think a thought or think on a person or a situation and you find it to be a little bit distorted, breathe in, breathe out, and change the channel and think of something else for a few moments. Now, the energy that's coming up is judgment. Now, it's kind of ironic because we mentioned this morning through my, chats and my client work that I do. Collectively, we do have Libra in the 7th house. So for us all energetically, between now and October, it is very transformative. All of us are assessing these things. We're wanting the energy of balance. We had with Venus and Cancer emotions linking to where the balance was. Is there give and take? So a lot of these things can be coming up over the next 48 hours. It can be contracts, it can be marriages, it can be your work. Really looking at those energies and being a little bit concerned. Now, it's interesting at the fact that these changes, our ego may be telling us with Uranus and Taurus retrograde, is it going to impact our finances? What do we need to do? Hunter-gatherer mode. And this is really collective in a sense. It's going to relate to whatever that transformation with that placement has caused for you. With it, with our connections and wanting balance and trying to bring everything in, all of us collectively are looking at how do we usher this fair, balanced energy to come in? Can we be kind to everyone? Is the universe going to be kind to us? Are we making a correct judgment in the way that we are looking at things? Are we empathically having compassion? And are we energetically choosing to embody a little bit of Mars energy to create healthy boundaries, both with ourselves and other situations? Now, something relating to the past is coming up. You could be feeling a sense, and even before I started this reading, it's been bugging me so much. Sometimes when we get downloads, they will play in our head like a bloody broken record, and I keep hearing the floor is lava, which is probably linking to Neptune, because Neptune's connected to the undersea. And again, with it being in Pisces, it's to do, again, in a collective level, it is the 12th house placement. So we're sensing something's been hidden from us. We're sensing an energy coming, linking to the past, relating to upheaval. Whatever this is, this has been a situation that has been going on for a very long time. So you're sensing the energy that this too, and I'm not hearing the term this too shall pass. This too is due to be addressed. So there are subject matters linking to something needing to directly change. Now, this can be conflict with 5 individuals. This can be conflict with the energy of 5, which if you have actually had the energy or experience of dealing with the vibration of 5, it changes a lot of things. Very Uranus and Taurus energy. It changes a lot. Now, initially, we can look at a situation and go, oh, gee, what does that mean now? 9 times out of 10, if you've been walking down a path and you're thinking to yourself, okay, I have not yet achieved or found a balance or a solution, 9 times out of 10, when you ask your guides to take over, a 3D situation will play out and bang, it can create a tower moment, but it directly creates a solution. So it's really trusting the vibration of the ego looking at a reality of a situation and believing it's so, and then going back into the spirituality and realizing in detachment we allow universe to take the wheel and directly a solution will come about. So it's picking that channel. This is coming up. So at a 3D level, there can be 5 people that have been causing adversity that have not as yet transformed, have not been letting you move freely, be yourself, deal with situations, and have been causing external conflict. The reality is, again, with the fire energy, it is linking to Mars. It is egoic, it is jealousy, it's conflict, it's differing views, value systems, which are not merging. What is coming in between now and October, and I mentioned this as well, Libra energy, again, marriages, contracts, partnerships, whether these energies wish to have this happen or not, universe is helping align certain situations. So regardless of how these energies feel, the fresh start is inevitable, and it will be for all energies involved in this situation. So in a sense, because this is collective energy. It can relate to anything. Uranus and Taurus is affecting us all collectively. It is the father figure of Saturn. So what occurs in this transit is very much deeply transformative. Generally, it happens very quickly. So there had been signs of yes, D-Day, yes, transformations and things that were A, problematic, B, about to transform. If the solution wasn't there, this can actually come in very aggressively. These energies potentially didn't want this to end, but the energy of universe is saying, no, we are aware of this frequency. It has become quite toxic, and the fresh start and the balance and the legality connected to it potentially could be there. Some of you with the judgment energy and with the Five of Swords, it could be a legality or something that is coming up to actually create the balance in a situation. If some of you have been waiting for paperwork and things to that degree, you may find that between now and October, and it really does make sense because the 8th house placement is Scorpio, which is hidden energy. It's detective energy, which I don't know why I'm saying that, but it'll relate. It's also to do with shared resources. So in a sense of a balance, if you're going through paperwork and trying to, do separations and things to that degree, whatever it be, it is coming through. It might not look so great right now, but as it proceeds forward, it is going to balance out. Just please trust the process. Some of you are there is going to be a person to a degree that is going to be left out in the cold. So I will pull clarifiers as I go, but it appears to be this fresh start is a requirement that there is a separation energy and something is being left by the wayside. Again, it's funny because there actually is these 5 energies. Now, this can also be the energy of their belief systems of how they're feeling and why they're feeling this way, or directly because it's in the future tense energy, it's what is going to occur within this vibration. During this time, universe is actually trying to, with Uranus and Taurus, because this card directly links to Taurus energy, you're going to have the balance to actually, and again, I keep feeling Libran energy. There's a lot of Libran energy coming through here, but I feel it's more justice. It's wanting to be fair, wanting to have the give and take there. But you're going to have the clarity as to what to do with this situation. So whatever this transformation is, as long as it's done in a very healthy way, from your side of the fence, that's fine. But I do feel it's almost universe is bringing this about. So I don't feel this relates to the energies of 5 that's come up in both of these cards. 5s, right? Nor you. I really do feel this is universe. So you are going to get some information in relation to a situation. Some of you also might be, hi Chris, might be actually getting news of income coming your way. This can be financial benefits, money that's going to benefit you. If you are concerned about your finances, please tune out of it, because while you're tuning into it, you're actually ushering that energy in and co-creating it. If you find that there's no solution, the best way to deal with that is to understand that you are protected, to let go. And as you know, and it truly does work, I'm really telling you, sometimes we look at things way too 3D. How am I going to, okay, so theoretically, and I said to this to my daughter the other day, I said, your belief is that in order to get money, you need to work. But the funny thing is, a person down the road could walk down the road and hand you money. So egoically, we are very rigid and structured and conditioned to believe that the only way we can achieve something is very much within ourselves and by doing a certain task. Energetically, universe and the laws of attraction work very different. So if you do currently have a problem and you are really stuck, if you do get to a point you can just breathe and focus on what is directly in your control, a solution is going to come about, okay? Now, there can also be a situation linking to innocence. Now, the innocence, this can be in relation to you proving yourself. This can be a way in which people have potentially painted you and your, how do I place it? I'm getting a vibration that Again, I still feel you're protected. This is the first one I'm wanting to pull a clarifier on because I'm getting a few storylines here. This can be in relation to children. This can also be if somebody has tried to tarnish your name. It is going to be balanced. Oh, two come out. Yes. It's a bit of both. Yeah, I truly believe this is to do with someone who's tried to defame you or treat you or paint you in a certain light towards another person or towards people. I do feel you're really acting with integrity and maturity, okay, towards this. And you're not being evil towards these energies. So it does feel at a very karmic level. This is going to come back and bite them. Yeah. Yeah, not learning lessons and karma returned. Now, you're trying to be as traditional as possible. You're happy with less. You don't need more. There's no greed to this energy. But what is coming for you is definitely a very happy connection, right? So this connection and this movement forward, how do I put it? If you're doing things in a particular way and you're tempering your way and you're moving in a particular way, what you're going to find is you're going to have less surprises because you're actually circling yourself with positive energies. And a lot of what is coming to you, if you're waiting on paperwork, finances and things to that degree, all your work that you're doing is not going to be for nothing. So there can be subjects coming up. If you're getting concerned over the next 48 hours, is this conflict going to come? Yes. When it can be further tense, it doesn't have to be 48 hours. I am feeling it's further down the track. For some of you, this has been an ongoing situation. This might have been 5 weeks. This may have been 5 years, or just very separately linking to 5 individuals. Again, I'm noticing there's actually 3 cards here that are relating to 5. That's 555. That's a really big change, whatever this is. Whatever it is, be kind, be sharing when it comes to cash component. Don't be greedy. The Mars energy and the transit at the moment, if there is egoic greed, it won't bode well. If you're sharing and you're being understanding and you're paying it forward, it's really going to benefit you. But it doesn't mean to say that people can take from you unnecessarily. Especially since this will dissipate. This gem will actually dissipate jealousy. What it'll do is actually send the energy back to the individuals or the areas it's coming from. And especially if you're taking on that energy, it is the lower chakras that need balancing. So balance the lower chakras. If you're having any fear-based frequency, aggression and anger, solar plexus, sacral chakra, orange food groups, yellow food groups. There has been a lot of energy coming through linking to the throat chakra at the moment, and the aggression energy, if you are picking up on it, it is external to you. If you do feel that it's coming up with you, balance those lower chakras and do a little bit of meditation. But overall, I do feel some of you can be very judgmental towards yourselves at the moment. You need to be lighter. And also from a perspective, the Libran energy, the shadow energy actually is Aries. So again, it's the shadow work directly we're doing. Get the yin and yang balance. It's okay to actually be looking at your shadow, but also look at the reality that while you're doing that, you are being a high vibration person. You're taking accountability. You're looking at the element of where you need to transform and then come back into the oneness with self. Get grounded. Trust that universe isn't there to harm you. They're actually, hi Dale, welcome. They're there to actually help you balance. They're there to give you what you need. A lot of the things we accidentally attract is because they're embedded in our chakras. So when we're concerned and we have that pain body experience, what we tend to do is actually kind of attach it and bring it towards us. It's like turning a bad channel on and it's going, oh, heck, I can't believe I'm attracting this. Well, have you ever been there and you're sitting there saying, why does this keep happening? A, we're the common denominator. B, it's vibrating inside us because we are fearing it or we had previously experienced it. And then we sense an energy, which is what I'm really seeing here on the cards. You're sensing a vibration coming. You do need to trust your intuition. You can white light yourself. but at the same time, you can directly move forward, sense it, prepare, but at the same time, ask your guides to protect you. Because look, if you know anything about manifesting, the further into your ascension process you get, you will not need to manifest. Why? Because alignment means the universe will always give you anything you need. You won't need to manifest anything. When you are, we're accidentally manifesting lower and higher frequency. And like they say, what you put out is what you get back. But we don't know in what shape it's going to be, because our ego believes if we have something like this, it means it's great. But we don't know the whole storyline surrounding that. So 9 times out of 10, it's a bit like witchcraft. You end up getting the yin with the yang. So you trust in the process that universe always gives you everything you need. You need to get into the vortex. I hope that makes sense. Do we have any questions in the house? But yeah, be mindful of these interesting individuals. I think most of you are aware of who this is in your life. 5s are to do with general energy of change. 2021 will be a vibration 5. We're currently in a vibration 4 year, which is 1111. And as we say, feminine energies can be light, and it's yin and yang. We have light and dark. We're yin and yang. So depending on the demeanor you take, I can do a super chat for some reason. Can't you? You can chuck it in donations if you want, Darla. I trust you. Can't. Sounds like life. What would you like to know, sweet? I know you'll throw it in donations, so you can do it later. But I'll answer a question for you. What would you like to know? It's an interesting energy. And yes, these will become a regular. I'm trying to get life together. Okay. Was at doctor's for an appointment. My heart was racing. They did ECG. It was fine. It did eventually get balanced. You went home and saged yourself. Well, it's funny because at the moment I mentioned that the Virgo energy actually does Virgo. The Leo energy is heart chakra, right? Because it's strength, it's high heart chakra. Also from a perspective, Virgo energy relates to, going and having a health check, quality systems. It can be medical checkups because it's health. We do have heavy energy in September. We have a full moon in Pisces, which again, a lot of themes of psychology can come up, and crown chakra, a lot of downloads you'll have. But it is a full moon, so we need to be mindful because we will have that month Mars going retrograde, which can be, again, if you're seeing energies coming that are lower frequency, be mindful. Yes, it is there at the moment because we have the crown chakra and we have Aries and Chiron, which can be aggressive. So you may see more tendencies over that point with Mars retrograde as well. It can be aggressive energies, but just be mindful of your surroundings. Then we have the new moon in Virgo. I will get a card for you, Antonella. Colette, what would you like to know? I'll just give Colette a quick one because I said to her I would. Was it Colette? Do you want me to pull a card for you, Colette, as well? Which deck do I use? Which ones are calling me? Even I don't need the cards, but anywho. Why would I see him holding hands with someone when I never seen him live 3 blocks away? Because it wants you to face your fears. Antonella, the download I've got for you, you either A, have heard news. There's something there. I'm saying something there. There's either, it feels like there's been information and a visual. I'm seeing a computer and I'm seeing you see something. Whatever it is you're seeing, Be careful how you're deciphering it. Don't take it as gospel, but it can be something quite shocking, okay? So just be really mindful at the moment, because there's a lot of funky energy around. It can be a little bit distorted. What would you like to know, Colette? Because my third eye's up and running. Is it a bad time for communication? I spoke with him last night and he was open. No, look, it's not. It's never a bad time. Look, when we have that codependent energy and it's, how do I place it? You'll know internally. If the response isn't there, never take it personal. Step back. If there is silence, give them what they've asked for. Silence. Something's moving for you, Colette, so I hope you're ready. What are you wanting to do, Colette? Is my husband Roger really my TF? Are you thinking on anybody else? Look, if it's continuing and it's not, healthy boundaries is with ourselves. So if we're feeling it's our job to make the whole team right, no, it's not. It takes two to tango, right? Yeah, look, you just because we are, the thing is, twin flame path is very responsible. Twin flame path is there to trigger us. It doesn't mean you won't have adversity. Some channels will tell you we're high vibration beings. No, we're in a humanistic experience and we're learning, okay? If you feel that something is out of alignment and it's disrespectful towards your needs and your integrity, and you have seen it has not transformed, yes, you do need to actually change the vibration and do what you feel is correct for yourself. Yeah, it needs to be dealt with. So sometimes it's almost like the wolf cried. Do you know what I mean? So the thing is, sometimes we don't know what we have until it's gone. It may be something as simple as you saying, maybe it's counseling or something to that. Crying doesn't change it. Will you love him forever? Yes. Are you able to? Trust is built, right? The thing is, all things are forgivable. They are. They're movable. You can move past it. But the only time you can move past it is if you feel that the transformation is being worked on and if they understand the consequence of an action. Because, and it's, how do I place it? It takes a lot for any human being to forgive, but it has to come from inside us. So if they say sorry, it doesn't mean shit, because unless you have come to terms with it, they could be bringing you roses being, glorious. It's coming to terms with the pain body experience. So the thing is with this situation, because it has been a few times, crying to you isn't going to change that, right? Because in your heart, the way you need to explain it to him is, look, it takes a lot for me to build that trust back up again. And now you've done this again. So how are you expecting me to trust you? Because there's so many things at stake. We can talk about twin flame path, but the reality is STDs. And it's other children being born into this situation and things to that degree. It can get very messy. It causes complications. So there's massive implications connected to it. So, by you looking at it and saying, hey, it's forgive and move forward. Yes. Yeah, look, I'm not saying divorce or anything to that degree, but it's having to get to the root cause of it. It's a bit like an addiction or something to that degree. We're like, oh, but you need to do this, you need to do that. Yeah, but once you do, what's really going on further down? There's something on the deeper level going on. Yes, you can. They're humans. You can be in your TF path and you will still ascend. Yeah, but they need to have the counselling. And again, that's true. But the energy, there's very few people that will talk about the twin flame path, both from a spiritual point of view and to look at the psychological and the counseling aspect of it. You know, the tag term narcissist. The thing is, what a lot of us don't understand is how strong energy is, because we all on this planet are energy. So we're only now moving into the science-based energy of energy, right? What we do need to understand is when we tag things, it is a tag, and we're compartmentalizing. Yes, there are some people that spiritually have that blockage and have things that it is to a degree. Yes, all of us have addictive tendencies. It's how it gets out of hand and why it's getting out of hand, and then needing to address it. It's funny because from a behavioral point of view, psychically what I'm tuning into, and again, I'm not a therapist and I'm not a doctor. That's separate, right? Why am I sensing he's feeling he's not getting enough attention? What's going on with that? Like, that's a wound further back. That's something to a degree further back. Because it's asking you to remain in alignment. And look, the funny thing is energy is everything. I had a pretty hectic month, I'll be honest. And I realized I was out of alignment. And I was like, okay. In twin flame path, you can't focus too much on external situations. You have to always tap into your spirituality. So if you find yourself focusing on a situation very 3D, like a human being, sounds crazy, but it's true. If you don't come back into alignment of tuning into yourself, what happens is you're out of alignment and you'll start seeing 144. Part of your path is transformation, right? But it's also your spirituality. So it's almost focusing on your side of the fence, focusing on your energy, listening to yourself, listening to the downloads you're getting, and it helps you move back into alignment and moving into detachment. Because it is not your responsibility to be a person's parent. It's not your responsibility to heal another person. You can lead by example. And spiritual advisors, the higher in their ascension they get, they are not allowed to react in certain ways. So it's literally almost energetically walking into a problem to address it head on, and being detached to a point. Hey, Houston, we have a problem. This needs to be addressed. This is what I will and won't accept, and this is what would need to happen. So it's fully fixable. Okay, this is what I feel needs to happen. This has actually happened a while. I am feeling that this needs to be actually dealt with psychologically, medically, however you want to deal with it, whatever you feel is correct for you, and you pursue that forward. And under those circumstances, I can then X, Y, and Z maybe assess and address, and we can move forward. But if that cannot be achieved, I do not feel comfortable with proceeding forward, but you've got to be comfortable with saying that. Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard because look, a person doesn't need to do anything for you to love them. That's the crazy thing. We've got this notion. It's like, I gave my life to you, and then they let you down and you're like, but you chose to do that. That's accountability, right? I had that debate with my mum years ago, and it was like, but just because I haven't done something to you, it doesn't mean I don't love you. You can have a person hurt you and you can actually still love them, but you must love yourself above all else. So it doesn't mean it's not forgivable. It doesn't mean that you can't get back into balance. But yes, you do. Leaving and coming back, it doesn't mean to say the same outcome is going to happen again. Do you know what I mean? But if you can actually tune into what you feel is adequate, number one, giving yourself time. Also, him actually having the help he needs to address those issues and the demons that are coming up for him. Women and men, cheating actually comes about for two polar different reasons, right? It's very different. You can read up on it in psychology. 9 times out of 10, women will stay in connections a whole lot longer than a man will. If a man is feeling that they are, and it's not your fault that this happens because it's both energies, right? It takes two to tango. If they're not articulating what the needs are because they haven't been able to express what they need, that's on their side of the fence. Noting that and, sensing that, that's something very different. That's not, you can't really do anything about it. But if they have felt at some point, I'm unable to express how I feel, I'm wanting more attention, or there's crap going on at work or something to that degree, and emotionally they feel that they're unable to be a certain type of way, it will be found separately. That doesn't mean that you haven't given them everything. And it's got 9 times out of 10, it's not even to do with intimacy. It's to do with self-esteem energy. So it's found elsewhere. Yet for a female, it generally is because love hadn't been happening at home. Do you know what I mean? And you could be in a connection for a very long time, not wanting to leave because of paradigms. And then such occurs. So it really happens for different reasons on both sides. But it's actually not to do with love, point blank zero. He has serious insecurities, ego issues, addictions, and numbers of things. Yeah. Yeah, codependency with addictions can cause it as well, which then it's not that person's energy. It's the Band-Aid. Once you remove that, that energy returns to a different vibration. More than likely you are. For the last question. Look, energetically, all we need to do is actually tune into that frequency. So any human being we tune into, sometimes they're actually tuning into us. Colette, the card you got. Now is the perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart's desires. Ready, set, go. So if you had a thought in mind, do what takes your heart to happiness, right? Do what makes you happy, doll. And don't feel too everything's like this forever. No, things change. Okay, my lovelies. Well, I hope this reading's helped. If you are wanting a booking, you can go to the link below. Yeah, bear in mind those 5 energies. It's very interesting. Yeah, it just feels really self-focused, and that's alignment energy. Look, that's our compass, right, in life. If we've got all the energy focused on ourselves, we go to that high vibration. I mean, you could be in the happiest of relationships, bang, you can walk across the road and it's all over. So it's about a journey. You're on a Ferris wheel. It's not going to say it's not going to be scary. It's not going to say it's not going to be fun. You're going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly. So look at it that way. Everything's interchangeable. Uranus and Taurus is all about changes. It can happen suddenly. And it can really benefit us too. So look at your life like a ruler. We're at that point. That's how much we got left. Everything you do is a journey. Everything you do is not wrong or right. It's an experience. If it's destined, you're always going to come full 360. Okay, my beautifuls, and those of you who are newbies, a very warm welcome. I wasn't meaning to ignore you in the house. And welcome to the tribe for those of you that are new. I am going to get to the point that I do start actually checking who the newbies are, and I'll give you a shout out once a month. That's okay, beautiful. Take care. Do that manifestation energy, but it's not manifestation. Turn the channel. Feel it. Uranus and Taurus is bringing cash in. And yes, I can energetically, psychically and astrologically tune into the best time for that as well with bookings. That's okay, Tammy. Love and light, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'll be doing the astrology, zodiac signs shortly. I've got to check my schedule. I've blocked out some days so I can do 3 per day, and I'll upload them. Earth, air, fire, water by zodiac sign, not by element. Okay. And yeah, I'll give you your monthly readings. And see how I cope with Mars retrograde, because you can see the bags. It's like, heck. We're all tired, right? It's like, God, Abraham, give us a hand here. Trying to get into that vortex. Keep an eye on the Schumann resonance and, keep your energy anchored in. Rest when you need to. Good luck with that, because nobody's sleeping at the moment. I mean, here in Australia, it is 10:15 p.m. Love and light, guys. I'll talk to you later.